him, so we don't diminish ourselves by naming ourselves after Johnny Come Latelys.
Million Man March, Washington, D.C.
We are the aboriginal people of our planet, and before there was a planet, we were here with God in the beginning. Black woman, you are not the second self of man alone. You are the second self of God. And as the second self of God, any man that would disrespect a female is an enemy of God, because she is the greatest gift from God to a man. May I pause for a moment and say to women, your language must change as to how you address yourselves. You should never call another woman a bitch. Get that word out of our language. No female is after a dog. Every female is after God. So all of you black men that like to use such words, pull it out of your tongue before your tongue is pulled out of your head. Every woman is from the Creator. Her womb is the workshop of God. So when a man sees a woman, he should bow in honor to her. The Native Americans can teach us much in the respect of women. I've been up on the reservations, I've been in the Anipi, I've been to some of their ceremonies. And the native people, the men, draw blood, hanging from trees and carrying skulls of animals in dirt attached to the flesh of their back, in tremendous pain until the flesh snaps and blood pours out. The native people do that to pay honor to the woman, for she is in labor, enduring the pain of death to bring forth new life. And there's always a show of blood before the birth. So the man is trying to equal himself up to the woman. That means that the native man who disrespects your female, you have lost your way. And any black man under the sound of our voice, any red man, any yellow man that will traffic in women and girls, you are worthy of death itself. Now, through the womb of a woman, every great one was born, and every no good one was born. But my dear sisters who are here today, if you are expecting, I would love for you to place your right hand over your womb. And I want to ask Allah that every woman who is pregnant, that she would bring her child to term. And I pray that that child will be a warrior for a brand new world. And that brand new world will come out of the womb of women with strong men as their protectors. Now, it is your body. You can do with it as you please. But it would be so tragic if the next Sitting Bull was aborted. It would be tragic if the next Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or the next Moses or Abraham or Jesus was flushed away. You don't know who your child is going to be.
That's right. That's right.
If you are wise, your child could be the answer to your prayers.
That's right.
Why do you pray, brothers and sisters? You pray that things would be made better. You whose fathers or mothers or cousins or aunts have died from cancer, don't you want to see a cure for such a disease? That cure is not coming out of the sky. That cure is coming from the womb of a female that may think she is not important. But out of that womb could come the cure of every disease that humankind is suffering from. There was a strange circumstance around my birth.
Teach on it, Brother Minister.
And my mother did not wish to carry me to term. And in those days, they didn't have abortion clinics. Women who wanted to abort the new life used hangers.
Wow.
Metal hangers. My mother tried 3 times to abort my life.
I never knew.
Because the circumstances under which she was pregnant were uncomfortable for her. And she didn't want to face what my being a child, light-skinned, when the man she was with was dark-skinned, and so was she. And she wouldn't be able to tell him that I was his. So after the 3rd time trying to abort my life, she said, "Let it be." And she prayed and prayed for God to come into her life and give her peace and strengthen her for what she thought she would have to face. She didn't know that those circumstances and her prayers went into what was in her womb.
Come on.
She didn't know that her insecurity because of a circumstance made her feel secure in the prayers she was sending up to God. And so she gave birth to a child who knew God from an early age. She gave birth to a child that never in my life did I find refuge in any man. My refuge and my protection was always grounded in my faith in a superior being. So many people wonder, why is Farrakhan so bold? It's because I'm free from fear.
That's right.
How could Farrakhan tell the FBI and the CIA and the IRS to go to hell when others tremble at their name? They don't have a name big enough to make a man who has been shown the arm of God to be afraid of a man who can never do to me nothing more than what God would have them to do. And if he permits it, I'm for it, even if it's my death. Our problem is there's too much fear among us. And fear is what takes a man and makes him a punk. Women are showing more strength. As Sister Ava said earlier, she's the natural protector of what her womb produces.
Right.
And sisters, you should never love any man more than the love you have for what your womb produced if that man becomes a violator of your child. Knowing God. Not talking God, but knowing God is what takes fear from your heart. A fearful people can't be free. A fearful people will bow down when it appears that the enemy is so strong and we are so weak. As I was preparing this morning to come, I was thinking about us who are preachers, who can quote the Psalms. The Lord is my strength and He is my salvation. Of whom then shall I fear? Of whom then shall I be made afraid? But then when the enemy comes and challenges his words, we find him weakening, running away, leaving the sheep to be eaten by the wolves. That's why Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd will lay down his life for the sheep. Any man in leadership that is not willing to give his life for the flock that supports him and feeds him and clothes him is not worthy of being a leader. Many in leadership today are willing to take a little money. It grieves me to see how many of us will sell out the future of our people
For a measly coin.
for a little money that allows us to get an upgrade in our automobile
Come on. Come on.
or an upgrade in our suit or shoes. And I ask myself the question, when will corruptible put on incorruptible? Because all corruption